Hey Internet, this is Gunter with MiniMishaps Games, and today we are building a skull ball with hot glue. Okay, so I know all of you are avid Goblin Olympics attenders. If you're not, Skull is a homebrew sport in the Getherverse that is mostly done by goblins. A couple of player characters have been invited to make the attempt on occasion. But in essence, Skull is... Oh, it's also Tennis Day today. So that's part of the reason why we picked Skull, because it's probably the closest thing that the Getherverse has to tennis. So Skull is usually done in a cave setting with a big ball of muck and tar that is strung up to the top of the cave ceiling, and then goblins take turns holding skulls like basketballs, jumping off of ledges and trying to stick the skull and themselves to this big tar ball hanging from the ceiling. And so in game, the goblins that come aboard the dragon wagon carry around the skull ball with them, and they use the platforms off of the wagon as their jumping off points. So we're going to make that skull ball today out of hot glue, and we'll jump right in. Alright, so you can see here that I have got a couple of discs already poured. I'm going to be drawing circles. I'm going to get 4 in total that will make the ball. And I'm trying my best to sort of allow them to be sort of bulbous, and I have lots of kind of protrusions and things, kind of haphazard the way a goblin would build their skull ball. But I need 2 that are larger for the center parts and 2 that are smaller for the outside parts to make the ball. And next we're going to, I've got just a million of these little plastic skulls that I got from a Kickstarter. But in actuality, if you don't have skulls, you can just use little bits of plastic or any kind of garbage you have laying around, and then you can paint them up to look like skulls at the end. So I clamped the 4 pieces together and then applied more hot glue for more of the kind of glute look. Covered the outside with black, being careful to avoid the skulls, which I did go back and just wash the skulls in black so you could see the eye sockets and things a little bit better. And then I mixed up sun yellow with goblin green for that kind of toxic slime ichor color that I like to use in a lot of my goblin projects. And we just kind of slathered it on haphazardly because it's not meant to detail, it's just meant to give a little grossness to the black in addition to that. So after we've got that all covered in black and toxic green, then we're going to string it up and show you how it looks in action here. And I know that this is just a blob of hot glue with some skulls on it, but it really is a fun encounter for D&D groups or role-playing groups. And here you can see the goblins, they're ready to jump off the platform. And there's the skulls you can see embedded in the slime ball. So it's a little bit different, a little bit hard for a terrain piece because it is meant to hang from above. Like a tether ball there, but yeah, so if you want to have your players play Skull, they get 3 checks, and the first check is an acrobatics check to see if they can make it to the ball, and then the second is a sleight of hand check for if they can get their skull stuck to the ball for points, and then the third is an athletics check to then see if they can get themselves free from the ball in order to actually score the points and not be stuck on the skull ball forever. So use that as you will. It's a fun little piece of homebrew lore that goes with the goblins of the Getherverse. But hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Happy Tennis Day. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, and you can support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee, and we will see you for the next video. Thanks, Internet.